All right, let's talk about Atomic Habits by James Clear. Now, you probably know how everybody loves to talk about their big, ambitious goals, especially at the start of the year. Like, hey, I'm going to lose 20 pounds. I'm going to save $1 million. I'm finally going to get abs this year, right? But here's the thing. How many people actually follow through? Like, for real follow through. Exactly. So, and that's where this book hits different. So the author Clear makes this point early on that goals are not the problem. People fail because they don't have a system in place. So let me repeat that. The system is actually the game changer, not the actual goal. Doesn't mean you don't have goals, but you got to focus on the system. So you want to know why people who only focus on goals rarely achieve them? It's because goals are like this big shiny object, but a shiny object doesn't tell you what to do every day to get there, you know? So that's the beauty of small habits. And Clear has this killer quote, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Boom, that's the mic drop for the book right there. And that's the kind of mindset shift that we all sometimes need. So the idea is pretty simple, just you make these tiny consistent actions that compound over time. So you don't need a massive overhaul. Maybe just you need 1% improvement every day. Now think about this if you're a doctor. Let's say you're an anesthesiologist. You've got protocols, right? You got a checklist, you've got your pre-op checklist, you go through the H&P, you check the machines. You kind of have this process that ensures every patient is safe. So imagine if every time you worked, you were just winging it, basically just trusting your goal of keeping them stable. You never do that, right? That's why we have things like ACLS protocols. So same with habits. You need protocols for your life, little things done over and over that keep the bigger picture running smoothly. Or let's take an orthopedic surgeon. What if every surgery you went into without prepping tools, without checking if your team is there, not checking that the rep is there with the equipment, not running your pre-op game, there's no way that would happen, right? It's those little consistent, repeatable steps, those tiny habits that kind of set you up for success in the OR. And the same thing applies to building a great life. So here's the big takeaway. Instead of saying, hey, I'm going to run a marathon, focus on becoming the person who runs every day. So if you make running as automatic as brushing your teeth, now your identity is becoming a runner. So what the author Clear says, this is identity-based habits. You don't just do the thing, you become the thing. Like, hey, I'm a runner. Hey, I'm a healthy eater. It's all about aligning who you want to be, you know? There's another quote I love. He says, habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. So think about that. Just like compound interest makes your money grow, these tiny habits make your life grow. So small investments today lead to massive payoffs tomorrow. All right, here's the deal. I'm curious, what's one habit you're working on for 2025? Or maybe you've already built a habit that changed your life. I'd love to hear that. If you could share your stories by just hitting reply, mentioning them in some comments. I'd love to hear where everybody is going this year. And hey, if you haven't read Atomic Habits, go grab it. It's a quick read. It's one of those books that it's not just hype, it's actually worth the read. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on Atomic Habits. Forget about the big flashy goals for this year and focus on building a system that works for you. Just one small step at a time. All right, let's go crush 2025.